Hi, Tom from bkmnutrition.com. I want to talk to you today about the difference between weight loss and fat loss, because people use the term weight loss when they actually mean fat loss. And when people are trying to sell things to you, as in lose this weight, what you want is, I want to lose fat and therefore some weight. But what they're actually telling you is you need to lose weight, and all these programs that are geared to weighing you and all these things that say you have to lose this much weight in this much time, what they're trying to do is just to get the weight off the scales. And a lot of the time they're not thinking about the body fat from your body, which is actually what you want to lose. No one really wants to lose weight. They want to get into their bikini. They want to look good on the beach. They want to get into those clothes they haven't been able to get. They want to feel proud about themselves. They want to feel confident about themselves. And that's not so much from losing weight, that's from losing body fat, which allows you to fit into your clothes, look better on the beach, look better naked, all these things that you actually want to achieve. So when people come to me asking about, oh, I want to lose weight, actually it's not they want to lose weight, they want to lose body fat. So let's talk about the difference between weight loss and fat loss, because fat loss is what we want, weight loss is a byproduct of losing body fat, you then lose weight. So weight loss can be a number of things. It can be from losing body water, which is a lot of the time what it actually is. You hold weight in your body from water, from hormonal changes, especially for women around time of the month where they hold more salts and then more water in their body. You hold food in your body that you've eaten. So over the course of 72 hours, you might have a certain amount of food that you've eaten in your system, which is why if you overeat on the weekend, you generally tend to gain weight and then you lose over the next 2 days, unless of course you've jacked in your diet and eaten loads of food afterwards. Then weight loss can be from training. So if you go to the gym and you exercise, what the body does, it uses glycogen from your muscles, and then it refills that glycogen from your food that you eat afterwards. And then glycogen in your muscles, which is actually your fuel for energy, which is a good thing, that holds water as well, and it can be up to 3 times its weight in water. So if you manage to load up with, say, 100 grams of glycogen from carbohydrate intake, then you might end up with 400 grams, which is nearly half a kilo of extra weight on your body. But that's not body fat. Now the issue is that when people see weight go up on the scales, they think it's obviously body fat. They've gained body fat back. But I want to make sure you understand that to gain a kilo of weight, as in from fat, you would have to overeat about 8,000 calories, and that's over your daily intake. So if your normal daily intake for maintenance is about 2,000, that means you'd have to eat about 10,000 calories in a day to gain a kilo of body fat the next day. And it probably wouldn't work like that anyway. You probably wouldn't actually turn all that to body fat. Some of it would go on fidgeting, some of it go on extra exercise. So it's almost impossible to gain a kilo of body fat and then make that a kilo of weight on the scales the next day, but that's what people think they're doing. So weight loss or gaining weight can be all these other factors. Some of the time it's a little bit of body fat that you've gained, but if it's a rapid shift, it's more likely body water or food in your system that is causing that shift. Now, conversely, fat loss can only be from a calorie deficit. And a calorie deficit is where you eat less food than the energy that you expend. So when you eat something, it contains calories. Those calories drive your energy for the day. If you eat less calories than what you expend from exercise and moving around, well, then the net result of that is the body has to go to its body fat stores to fuel your lifestyle. So if you eat, say, 2,000 calories, but your expenditure for the day is 3,000 calories, then 1,000 calories of that extra energy is going to come from body fat. Now, your body is always in flux. It's always going up and down in terms of it's always gaining body fat and it's always losing body fat. So if we eat a sizable meal, we'll gain a small amount of body fat from that. That's quite natural. Don't worry about that. And then when in between your meals where you're not eating, the body will burn some of that body fat up for energy to drive you during the day. So it's important to understand that weight loss or your weight on the scales can fluctuate massively through the day and also over the week. So what we look for, and what I look for in clients, is when we're tracking weight, because we do measure body weight as a measure of all the other things that are going on in the body. We measure weight every day, and what we do is we look at the average over the week. So say we look at the 7 days of the weight on the scales, and then we log that for a number of weeks. What happens is if the weight is fluctuating through the week, but actually on average it's going down, and we know, or we can have a good guess that we're in a calorie deficit, when we know that even though that weight is fluctuating, the weight going down on average over the weeks indicates that there's a body fat loss there. And that's what we're actually looking for when we're talking about weight loss. We're talking about body fat loss. But you won't be able to measure body fat loss day to day. It doesn't really work like that. But what you can do is you can measure the average weight over the course of the week, measure that over the course of 2 to 3 weeks, and then if there is an average going down, you can have a good guess that it's a body fat loss happening. So really important, understand the difference between weight loss and fat loss. We are trying to achieve fat loss if we're on a weight loss diet. The weight loss on the scales means nothing if it's water, if it's food in your system. And these programs will promote the amount of weight that people have lost, but actually won't tell you about the weight that they gained afterwards, because most of the weight was water loss and food that they reduced from their system. So be aware, weight loss, fat loss, there is a difference. You're looking for fat loss, which won't happen overnight, and fat gain won't happen overnight. It's an accumulation factor. So if you're consistent with your diet and you're doing the calorie deficit over the course of the week, on an average, you've got less calories coming in than what you're expending, you will lose body fat. So you need to track your weight over those times, look at the average for the week, and if the average for 1 to 2 to 3 to 4 weeks is it's going down, you've got a good bet that it's fat loss that's happening. So don't be too concerned about weight fluctuations during the week if the average is going down. So that's the difference between weight loss and fat loss. If you like this video, please like it, please share it if you want to, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks.